I love the word gravitas. It immediately reminds me of the word gravity. In other words, executive presence is all about strength. This is an absurd notion. Having gravitas is certainly important. Levitas is equally important, the warmth of the person. And then there is decisiveness. In other words, when you connect with others, do you have it, the X factor? Are you demanding or commanding? Are people willing to stop and listen when you speak? Welcome to Raw, Real Absolute Wisdom. This show is about assisting you, inspiring you to pass through your failures, focus on your success, and create a beautiful life that you desire, that you want, that you dream of. I am your host, Rohit Basi. Welcome to Raw, Real Absolute Wisdom. Today on the show, we have a doctor who is a certified image, color, and style consultant. Profoundly passionate in what she does, she is a multiple award-winning entrepreneur in the industry of image and brand management. She is recognized as a trailblazer of AsiaBiz Today. She has been spotted as one of the most inspirational LinkedIn icons in Malaysia. You should follow right now. And she, since 2016, has been contributing generously knowledge and information on how to improve your image. Welcome to the show, Dr. Wendy.
Thank you, Dr. Wendy, for being here on this podcast show with me, for our viewers and for myself. Truly appreciate that. Now, this is a question I ask everyone.
All right.
And this question is, what's your full name for the record?
Wow, okay. But first of all, thank you for having me. It's actually my pleasure to be here. All right, my full name is Liew Chin Wan.
Liew Chin Wan.
Yes. Actually, the name Wendy come by is a nickname by my parents, actually.
Okay, so how come this nickname?
All right. It is actually a language nickname, as in like, because my mom,
Yes.
she has four daughters. Yeah. Actually, my name is like find a brother, find a little brother.
Okay.
So it's like, find a little brother. So I'm the third one. My mom is actually very despair, as in like, wow, the third child is still a girl. Yeah, so hopefully I can actually find a brother, but unfortunately no.
So no brother.
Yes. And my last brother, the fifth brother, is a boy.
Okay.
But unfortunately he is an OKU. It's an autism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the family, as we're talking about family at the moment. So where do you come as the siblings? Third, fourth, fifth?
I'm the middle one.
You're the middle one.
Yes.
And okay, so you're the middle sibling. And how did it feel like being the middle sibling?
I think it is actually quite a good position. We have the two elder sisters to protect us, to do a lot of housework for us. And then we still have the my little sister and brother to take care of. And then sometimes we even ask them to, okay, you help me to go and take this and that. We have someone to bully as well, and at the same time, someone to protect us.
And the elders also bullying you as well at the same time.
Yes, I'm one of the victim as well.
So you pass it down to the rest of them.
Yeah.
Now you said your brother had autism.
Yeah.
How did that affect the family, or what changed for the family when your brother arrived into the family?
Okay, that's a very good question, as in like, because the gap between myself and the brother is 13 years.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother is an excellent boy.
Yep.
Yeah, so in a way, all these years, our family always being looked down by their relatives, because back then they are still, my grandparents are still very much into boy over girls. Yeah, this is the elderly old.
Very much an Asian thing.
Yeah, that's why. So, and then of course my grandparents has only two sons. My uncle has two boys, and we all have a lot of girls. So of course when my mom has a boy, the family was really happy. But of course because of the technology back then, we only realized or find out he is a problem child. Yeah. until when he was about 3 or 4.
Okay.
So he is a special child, whereby we have even problem like sending him to schools is because the ordinary school do not accept him.
Yes.
And of course, when we want to send him to the special school, and in my hometown is a very small village, they do not cater for that. So in the end, he is actually staying at home for many years.
Okay.
Until I think he is about 12 or 13, only we send him to Ipoh, a slightly bigger city.
Okay.
And we need to travel every day for an hour or 2 to send him to school.
Okay.
So in terms of changes, it doesn't have much changes, but I think my mom, she has a lot of pressure raising him. Yeah, and I mean, how people look at her is that, you see now you have son also, the son is actually not, he's still a special boy.
So it's unnecessary pressure by the society.
Yes, and the rest of the child will look at him one time when we send him to kindergarten and stuff. So all the sisters are trying to protect him in a way, and then I think all of our siblings are very close together. Yeah, we are very much into bonding, so even my elder sis, every year when she's back, then we must make sure that we spend time talking to each other, until late night and stuff. Yeah.
So there's this connection which comes up between your brother, and all the family gets more connected, which is a great thing.
Yes.
Now, so that's a bit of your childhood of it. Now, so I know you as Dr. Wendy. Now, for the listeners, is this a medical doctor?
Oh, right. A lot of people ask me that. It is not, yeah. I even have some people writing to me referring doctors, which hospital can get me a psychiatrist and stuff. So I told them I'm not a medical doctor. So this is a doctorate for professional studies, whereby it is very much into my profession of working. Yeah.
So what is your profession?
All right, I am very much into image and brand management industry. So now speaking about that, I tried to find many universities that offer PhD, but to my despair, I couldn't find one. So after that, I was considering, can I actually get a DBA? But DBA, the majoring is very much into leadership, management, but I don't need that, I do not want to have a doctorate for the sake of having that. So ended up, I actually go for this. This is something like it's on your profession. You must have a certain years of experience, you must have introducers and stuff.
Okay.
So that's how I go for that, because it relates so much on what I do. And even the thesis and research is based on my experience for at least a decade in the industry. Yeah.
Okay. And how did you come into doing this profession, image consultant? Because this is something which you hear more on in the Western world, less on what you see in the Far East. So how did you get into it? What made you say, hey, this is what I'm going to do?
Yeah, but even until today, after about 14, 15 years, there are still people asking me, is there a profession in image consultant? Can you find a job for that? And I'm thankful that I have actually survived and excelled for the past decade. Now, how it also actually came by, I'm not sure about you. My time, because of how the relatives look at us, my mom always actually taught us, must study hard, excel at school and all the stuff. So my degree is very much into fulfilling the dreams of my parents and not so much for myself.
Okay.
I'm actually someone who loves to sing, I love to draw and stuff. But my parents keep telling me, hey, working in a bank is good, you must go for this. So we are actually being instilled with the thinking as like, okay, working in a bank is good. That's why my degree, I'm majoring in finance. So once I finished my degree after I graduated, my first job was with Standard Chartered Bank, and guess what? I left within 6 months.
Wow.
I just feel like I'm not working. You imagine if you are going to work without soul every day, it is so not happy. And I would look at the people around me. Everyone seems very serious. So I just couldn't stand, and then I left. And I hopped to Korea Insurance. So we were actually placed in a department whereby we call them as special functions.
Yes.
We are detecting irregularities. Anyone who actually try to, in a claim, fraud claim. So I think I wasn't about 2 years or less than 2 years. I left.
And you left that as well, yeah.
Yes, because every day I was looking around and saying, wow, this one AM 14 years to become an assistant manager. No way, and then the jump is so slow,
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm actually someone who are very impatient, because to me, I want to excel and try to get something, for my parents and even for myself. Because when I look at my surrounding, everyone seems like, And then to the extent I feel like I have enough of this kind of lifestyle. I have to do something with it. So, and then of course back home, I went home and I told my mom I do not want to work anymore. Wow, she was very upset, Why you get a good job, you have this and that. Because I'm the only graduate at home. The rest of my sisters or siblings are not so much into this one. So, why? So I said, I want to go and learn makeup. Wow, lagi, she got really angry. Why
You're
makeup?
a degree holder.
That's
Now
why makeup? You see, because out of so many different professions, why makeup? Is because she keep on telling me is that makeup artists do not need a graduate to become one. Makeup artists, to her mentality is that a lot of people who do not have education, then you go for makeup skills. So of course I begged her. And of course, I'm so thankful that she granted me the wish finally. Why I need to beg her is because I have no money back then. She has to pay for the fee. So,
the financial backing.
Exactly. And when we talk about that, even I'm actually from local U. Local U is the cheapest way already. The fee also to complete my degree is borrow from relative. We have to borrow and stuff. So it is actually tough. And back then the fee was only 3,008. I still remember correctly. Then she said, again we have to find money for this. So I said, please. So that's how I shifted the industry, and I was in makeup in So, but I think the mighty up there is always good to me, in a way, because I'm a makeup artist who has the education qualification. So because I'm a graduate, I hop really, really fast. So once I joined, they say, you are not only a normal makeup artist because you have a degree. So I started from a supervisor, and that's how I actually started.
Okay. So makeup artist, and when did the conversion happen to this image consultant? What made suddenly say image consultant?
Okay. I think about 2 years after I completed, I worked for 2 years. And then I find that the industry is like, people start reducing price, they keep throwing prices for makeup and stuff.
Yes.
So when I look around, I say it's time for me to upgrade already, or else I have no way to, to compete and stuff. And there was one day I was flipping through the newspaper, I saw an image consultant was advertising, her course. So I said, hey, this is interesting. I actually enrolled and I went for a course, and that's how it changed my life. As in, like when I attended the session, I said, wow, very interesting. I like to be like her. So after that, I searched for courses on image consultancy. That's how I found one. My teacher is actually Anne Wintin. She's an Australian.
Okay.
And then I think everything is just like well planned. It's because normally we have to fly to Australia. But that year she was doing an Asia tour.
Oh, that's a godsend.
Yeah, that's why. So I actually did it in Malaysia. And a lot of people say, wow, you save a lot of, save air flight, accommodation and stuff. So I just pay for the fee. So again, back then, 15,000 to me is a lot already. But throughout the session when I was doing makeup, so I save a little bit. That's how I can, afford for the fee.
Okay. So you move on to image consultant, and how did you get this title of a doctor?
The doctor, I think I'm already in the industry for more than a decade.
Okay.
For your info, I'm 41 already this year. So a lot of people ask me.
I thought you were much younger, maybe 25.
Wow, I have to buy you lunch after this.
Good.
Okay, so after a while in the industry, I find that something is lacking. It's because I'm someone who keep upgrading. I cannot actually stand like you learn something years ago and then you just keep teaching something. It's because when we want to raise our fee, we must to ensure that the value is there.
Yes.
So for the past 5 or 6 years, I allocate a budget every year that no matter how this budget is there, I need to actually take some courses and whatnot.
Okay.
So after I took quite a number of courses, I say what's next. That's how I thought of like, hey, why not? It's time for me to go one more step.
One step up, one step up,
Yes. Yeah, so that's how I straight away enroll, and that's how I completed the things.
Okay. Now, you're at a certain position. I've started knowing you from LinkedIn. We connected on LinkedIn and we started talking. Online connections are amazing. I'm based in Dubai, you're based in Malaysia, KL, and it's interesting how the connection happened. We met last year and then I asked you to come and do this. And from what I see, you seem to be progressing pretty well with your career. Now, in your career, or not just in your career, away from career, whichever way, have you ever faced what people define or label as failures?
Oh yes, tons and tons of them. Tell me more about it.
and so you've had this. So one particular failure where you felt, oh my God, I can't cope. What was that failure?
I think too many of them, you see, because when I first started, I have to say that I started good, I started like in the peak,
Yeah.
So I was actually an external speaker of a multi-level marketing company.
Okay.
They have a lot of funds and stuff. So for the past, when I started for the first 3 years, I did not need to go and find a single job at all. Just by serving the company is good enough. I'm not a permanent staff and they are paying me like the external speaker. So basically I cover not only for all the products and image, and I even have to travel from countries to countries representing the company to speak for them.
Okay.
So that was actually one of the very good start, because whenever I go they give me 5 stars. You are just there, even laptop also you do not need to bring. They set up everything.
Everything's there for you.
Spas and stuff. So, but at the moment of time, just coincidentally, the company collapsed. Yeah,
Okay.
so they have bad names, and then they no longer afford to take my service. That's how I started to actually face problems or challenges.
Okay.
So I still remember I met one of my friends back then. He said, okay, what are you doing now? I said, I'm an image. She said, okay, because she is a training provider. Okay, now can you just help me, send me an outline and I will sell you off. I said, that's great. She asked, so how's your fee? So I give her the usual fee that I used to charge. And she says, you're crazy, is it? That one is for a few days fee. I said, okay. Then she just asked me, so you want or not? So I have no choices. I said, okay. So from there, I started doing corporate trainings and stuff. Meantime, in 2009, I got pregnant. And
Okay.
of course, after I delivered my baby, I was so big in size, you couldn't imagine. A Wendy is close to 70 kg.
Whoa.
It's really big, So I stopped image for a few months, and that's how I also embarked a very short time in property. Yeah, but again, I'm so blessed and thankful. I was the second runner-up rookie, the top rookie.
Okay.
Then just 6 months of service, then I become the top 3 rookie. So I actually used the money that I earned there and opened an office, because when I left the property industry, they say, why you want to leave? You are just a few months and yet you made it.
Yeah.
To me, it's not the money that matters, is it? When you are actually working something without your passion,
Yep.
to me it's a waste of time.
So which year was this around?
It's 2009 to 2010.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's been quite a long time back ago,
Yes. So I used some of the money and opened my own office then. So I'm someone who are very impulsive, I'm not sure whether this is a good decision or not, but once I committed an office, that's how more problems come. No stable clientele, I cannot even afford to meet both ends, like no rental payment, I don't get salary.
Yeah.
So that's how we struggle. I have
Yeah.
to find, so this is the tough time that we went through. Now a lot of people, they just see the tips of iceberg. You are good, now you are there, but they do not actually really see what happened last time, when we first struggling.
Yeah.
So I am very hardworking. I do all sort of things. You just name it. I do styling. I go and even go to one state to states to do styling for beauty salon.
Okay.
So whatever we can thought of it, then we have to do already, because I need money.
Yes.
I need exposure. I need skills. I need people hear my name. So I do all of these things. Until one day, someone who is also an image consultant, quite close to me then, she said, you were never successful, Wendy. I said, why you say like that? I'm already very hardworking. Why you say that I will never be successful? the way you do, you will go nowhere one day.
Okay.
So of course, I'm so thankful to her that even though it is like a criticism, but these things also alert me as in like a good reflection. I need to really stop for a while. Sometimes, when we are too busy chasing after something, it is good for us to stop and really reflect before we move again. So of course, that statement that you will never be successful helped me to re-strategize, what I really need to do, and from there I changed the strategy.
Okay. So this was around which year?
This was about 2012. Yeah.
Okay. 2012, you get this individual, your friend, who's also in the same industry as you, telling you you'll never be successful, and that hurts. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What was that transformation that you did? Because on the outside, yes, people might be seeing you successful. You also thought you were going down the good path, that you're getting there. But here comes this individual says no.
Yeah.
So what was that thing that you changed or transformed, restructured, which made you say that got you onto the path of what you define as your success?
Okay. I think I have been trying to mimic what others is doing.
Okay.
It is not me. Yeah. So let's say back then we were young, we thought of like, oh, okay, this worked. Then we just blindly do it. Yeah, we earn some money in between, but it's kind of like we are living behind the shadow of people. Yeah.
It's not you.
It's not
It's
us.
not authentic. It's not real.
Yes. So even you do this and that, and then when you are focusing in too many different stuff, we cannot actually identify you as
As an expert, as a leader in that particular thing.
Yes, that's really right. Yeah. So, and because since young, I always have this question in mind. Why people are so into things that they don't need? Why people are so into things that is much more expensive, and people know it is already overpriced, and still we go for them. So about in 2014 or 15, I couldn't remember the exact year, I flew to London to took up a course on luxury brand management.
Okay.
And from there, I found out the answer on how to brand a brand right, how to brand your brand like a luxury brand. Yeah. So from there, I pick up some skills and tweak on how I can apply here in my own business. So I should have attended this earlier, I suppose. Why I say so is because right after that, since then, from that year, I do not even need to do any marketing, and the businesses come in.
Interesting.
Yes, that's why. And that was the same year that I took up my doctorate. And that year alone, I spent about, I think, 6 digits to upgrade myself, and that's how the whole thing shifted. Yeah, those days I go for networking events. I try to build bridges. I try to talk to this person. Hey, let's do something together. And all these things, and even if it works also, it's just for a very short period of time. So ever since I attended the course, I tweaked the whole thing, and of course the doctorate also, it helps to level up the status and stuff. From then businesses come.
Okay, interesting. So you're at a stage where things have twisted for you, turned around, and you've got to a certain success, and you've spoken about the failures. Now I'm sure there's people out there who are the young ones, especially young ones, and let's look at specifically at women, and how they can be misled by social media. What is your take on that?
I couldn't agree more on that. What we see might not be real. Now a lot of time, when we talk about social media, many people are misleading it by projecting a very good lifestyle that might not be real, And to the extent we have some trainers, it's a little bit too much, whereby he actually took pictures of the cash that he earned for that day, And a lot of things which is actually very misleading. Now we train image consultants as well. The first thing that we told them is that I cannot paint a very good picture and how good the industry is. Yes, the industry is good, but of course, along the way, there are a lot of hurdles that we need to face.
Ups and downs, and
yes, you must be ready for that. That only you want to do.
And you've experienced a lot of the downs.
Yes, and this is an industry that people thought of like, wow, it is a glam industry. But do you know we work like a coolie behind the scene? Before you get an assistant, you have to bring your props. easily 2 to 3 luggages to bring with queues and stuff. So there are a lot of scenes that people only see the good things, but the ugly scenes, yeah, it is actually not seen in a way. So we even have, let's say we travel together, some of the consultants is really funny, you know. So they go and, you know, the dining,
Yes.
they set the table, they sit there with the complete set of the setup with the wine glasses, and then they just do like that, and after that they go back to their seat. But they are telling people that, hey, now I'm actually having a fine dining in this restaurant and whatnot. So the perception might not be real, you know. So
Yeah.
the people will think, okay, image consultant can afford to go to 5 stars,
Yes.
you know, and all this stuff. So the perception, first thing people say that, okay, they ask me, the newcomer, say, okay, so how much I can earn each month? Because this is how some of them, they promote, like, okay, if you want to earn 5 digit a month, be an image consultant. This is actually not real at all. You know,
Okay.
you still, if you want to earn this amount of money, you have to walk through a path, depending on how fast you can go.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why I think that the social media, it is good to do it as a reference, but
Yes.
it is not really the actual.
It's not the real thing. So it's you would say a lot of them could be faking it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So the real authentic thing is not coming out. And it's interesting, before you said that, it's only when you became real and authentic,
Yeah.
that's when you saw the uplift for yourself, because it was you now rather than in someone else's shadow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, you've had a up and down life. You've spoken about family when you were young, how your mother was and what her fears were. You have, how many children do you have?
I have 2 boys.
2 boys.
10 and 5.
Okay. And so how's your relationship with your boys?
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah?
2 little monster, but we try to engage as much as we could. Morning, I mean daytime, my mom will help me to take care of them.
Okay.
And of course, every evening, without fail, unless we are outstation, no matter how, we try to bring them home so that we can have more bonding time with them. They are very attached to us. Until sleeping also, they must make sure that we sleep with them before, you know,
Yep.
and stuff. Even until my eldest is 10 now.
Okay.
Yeah, so the relationship or the bonding is really strong. And because my in-laws, even my husband, when he first started, why don't you be a full-time mother?
Yeah.
I say there's no way. Maybe you think that I'm selfish, but I think that women is also a human.
Yes.
We have our dreams to chase.
Yes.
after. So I say I will try my very best, no matter how, to balance. I know a lot of people tell me there's no such thing as balance. So ended up I sacrifice my own time, my sleeping time, my relax time,
Yep.
and a lot of time. But of course, having children, yeah. My first child, I even have pre and postnatal depression.
Oh, bless.
What's very sad is because before I have him, I was attached as an external speaker for the company. Every month, maybe 10 days, I'll be in town only. The rest of the 20 days, I'll be flying around to Jakarta, to Brunei, to Singapore to train. So all of a sudden, I have to like stay put in a place, 4 walls every day. My friends are working, nobody entertain me. So that's how I got very depressed. And of course, the size is growing bigger and
Yeah.
bigger.
And you're an image consultant. What's going on?
None of my budget can wear, not even one, you know. Wow, super sad. During the what they call what is that called, the full moon party,
Yep.
I was still really big in size, and my friend was there. I said, hey, where's Wendy? I said, I'm in front of you.
Oh.
Can you imagine that, how sad it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, even after I delivered my first baby, for the first 6 months, I'm not happy as a mother, you know, because to me, I find it like, because of you, now mommy like that, you know, I lost all my freedoms, you know, my body, no friends and stuff. And even my career got affected, yeah, because now I'm like that. That's why I have no way, then I enter into...
So how did you, I mean, in one format, people could say that's being failing as a mother. How did you pass through that?
Wow, that was tough, you know. I even when I look at my son, yeah, I'm not having a feeling like, wow, I'm so blessed to have you. No, not at all. And I even scolded him, because of you, lah, mommy, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I struggled for 6 to 8 months for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, struggling on how to reduce weight, struggling on having freedom, fighting for freedom. Then I got really bad tempered. I got very, very sensitive. Like people is not talking about you. Then I will have a feeling like you
Yes.
are talking about me, is it? That kind of feeling. So I think the support from my husband is important, and this is one. Secondly, is that I say no matter how, I must actually want to come out and work again.
Okay.
I do not want to stay home. The more I stay home, the more I feel myself useless in a way.
Yeah.
I think this is very much for the for women. A lot of women, they are also very helpless.
Yes.
They do not know what should we do. Yeah. I always tell people, we cannot actually have a decision to just have a temporary happiness. That is actually the one who suffer in long run is ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not saying that I do not want to take care of the family and my children. I will still do my best, but I still want to have my own career. Yeah, so this is how I was struggling for the past 10 years, even until today. Once I finish work, rush home, dinner, shower, go and pick my boys, play with them until they sleep. Probably sometimes by 12 only I start work. So
Okay.
I actually sleep very, very less, almost every day. No
Interesting.
choice.
And it's again, if you look at it, it comes back to what you said. You became your real, authentic self rather than following someone else.
Yeah.
And another thing is the support of your husband really helped you out in this.
Yeah.
That's really, really beautiful. Now, as we're coming to the close of the talk,
Okay.
what is that you're really grateful for?
Grateful. I think I'm very grateful to have a very supportive family. Yeah, because they hardly say no to what I want. Yeah. So and then I will find that no matter how, whether I have friends or not, whether people agree with what I'm doing or not, to the certain extent is no longer important, because we are not answering to any one of them. The one we should answer is the people closest to us. So in my dictionary, trust is very important.
Trust.
Yeah. So long you trust me, I will just do whatever I can to keep the promise, or to uphold or upkeep whatever we have actually talked about.
Okay.
Yeah. So throughout the years, I'm really grateful and thankful that along the way, there are naysayers also. It is actually very helpful to me. And then I'm grateful that people have lifted me up. This is something that I have to say, it is really good. Even though within the decade, everything seems like we have a lot of downs, but at least the downs also is able to push us up. Rather than a lot of people, they keep on facing downs, they quit and they leave the industry. That is actually sad.
Okay. So to end the thing, you've got 2 beautiful kids. What wise words would you say to them when they come into the adulthood? What they need to be aware of, or what they could do to uplift their life, especially when they have those failure moments or those down moments, they are not feeling successful?
Yeah. If for me, to my boys, first of all, do not try to be anyone else. This is important. Even I told my mom, my what do you call, because my eldest son is very much into sports, but the teachers call me, you have to stop him from sports. My mom told me you have to stop him, so I said this is what he's best or good at. Go for it.
Beautiful. So again, you're coming back, be real, be authentic. That's so crucial. Thank you so much for your time. Truly appreciate it. And I'm sure I would love to get you back with some more interesting conversations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.